We have breaking news tonight out of Los Angeles, the death of singing star Whitney Houston at the age of 48.
Did you know that Whitney Houston handed over a note to Brandy a few days before her death? And the note was taken as her final message. What is the content all about? Join us as we unveil the final message that will terrify you. Whitney's note to Brandy. Brandy was staying in the same hotel as Whitney Houston on the day she passed, yet she claimed she had no idea what was happening. She said her mother was the one who called to tell her the tragic news. But how could she not have known, being in the same place? This has made people wonder and ask if Brandy is hiding something. And then there's something even more unsettling. Just days before Whitney passed away, she gave Brandy a private note right in the middle of a recorded interview. Cameras were rolling as Whitney, appearing completely out of place, handed Brandy a piece of paper. If it was something personal, why didn't she just give it to her in private?
I think it's a little different from what they've seen before. I'm a lot more comfortable. I'm older now, you know.
Some believe Whitney did it on purpose, making sure there was footage in case anything happened to her. After handing over the note, she quickly turned her attention to Monica and Clive Davis, almost like she wanted to make sure Brandy had enough time to read it without drawing too much attention. Even more chilling is what Whitney said during that moment. She mentioned something like drowning you, and this was just days before she was found lifeless in a bathtub. It makes people wonder, was Whitney trying to send a message? Did she know something was about to happen? To this day, Brandy refuses to reveal what was written in that note. When asked in another interview, she simply said she would rather keep it to herself for reasons best known to her. But many believe that whatever was in that note wasn't good news. People have noticed that Brandy is always open about positive things. But when it comes to something serious or bad, she stays silent. And when Whitney handed her that note, the look on Brandy's face said everything. She was shocked. But Brandy isn't the only one connected to Whitney's mysterious death. There's also her brother, Ray J. He was reportedly the last person to see Whitney alive. More than that, rumors say he was the one who let the dealer into her room. The same dealer who gave her something when, according to reports, she had supposedly been sober.
That God had given me and that He wanted me to use. My mother used to always say, if you don't use what God gave you, He'll take it away and give it to someone else. So,
if this is true, then what exactly do Brandy and Ray J know about what really happened that night? Let's explore about her death. Circumstances surrounding Whitney's death. Whitney's death was ruled as an accidental drowning in her hotel bathtub. The toxicology report found small amounts of certain substances in her system. Officials suggested that she might have had a heart attack due to hardened arteries, which could have caused her to lose consciousness and drown. But here's where it gets strange. The coroner found no real evidence of a heart attack. So was that explanation just a cover-up? There are too many questions and not enough answers. Why did Whitney give Brandy that note in front of cameras? Why did she say she almost drowned days before it actually happened? And why won't Brandy talk about what the note said? The truth about what really happened to Whitney Houston remains a mystery. And until more is revealed, people will continue to wonder if there's something more to her tragic death. The coroner's report only mentioned that Whitney Houston had mild heart disease and some blockage in an artery, something that many smokers have. There was no clear evidence that she had a heart attack, so the idea that she collapsed in the bathtub because of one is not supported by the autopsy. As for the small amount of Coca-Cola found in her system, it wasn't enough to have caused her death. So the real question remains, what actually made her slip under that scalding hot water and become unable to pull herself out? There's another strange detail. There wasn't enough water in Whitney's lungs to prove that she drowned. This has led people to believe that she didn't pass out while in the bathtub, but was instead placed there after she had already lost consciousness, or even after she had passed. If that's true, then what really happened to Whitney? Many people have also pointed fingers at Brandy's brother Ray J. There's a moment where he was caught on camera saying something that probably links him to her death. Ray J was the last person to have a public relationship with Whitney.
I understand what you mean.
But that's not just thin.
No, what is it? Diane, tell me. Do you know?
It's scary thin.
Though their relationship was never clear. They both denied being together, and even Brandy once said in an interview that every time she asked Ray J about Whitney, he told her they were just friends. But some people believe Brandy was just covering for her brother, because there were many who claimed to have seen Whitney and Ray J acting like a couple. There were also reports that Whitney had a loud argument with singer Stacey Francis just days before her death, and it was all because of Ray J. If he and Whitney weren't together, why would she be upset about him being too close to someone else? Then, on the night Whitney died, Ray J claimed he wasn't at the party, but multiple witnesses have said otherwise. Some people even reported that Brandy was seen asking for her brother at the party, which makes no sense if he wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. To make things even more suspicious, Ray J was later seen sneaking out of the hotel with Raffles Van Exel and Brandy Burnside. And this raised another question. Why was Raffles, who never liked Ray J, suddenly helping him slip away unnoticed? Then there's what Whitney's ex-husband, Bobby Brown's sister, Leola Brown, had to say. She was convinced that Ray J had been supplying Whitney with whatever substances she was using. She even said that she was shocked when she saw Ray J hiding his face as he was rushed into a car after Whitney's death. Normally, he loved being seen with her, so why was he suddenly acting like he had something to hide? According to her, Ray J was never actually Whitney's boyfriend. He was just the person running around and bringing her whatever she wanted.
And my eating habits were awful.
Whitney dying. Crack rehab fails.
First of all, let's get one thing straight. Crack is cheap.
She claimed that he had connections to people who sold certain substances and that he had been buying them for Whitney, and she couldn't understand why he was allowed to do that. 5 years after Whitney's death, Ray J finally spoke about it. He admitted that he still felt guilty about what happened. While appearing on Celebrity Big Brother, he told Stacey Francis that he had received offers worth millions of dollars to tell secrets about Whitney's death, but he turned them all down. He said that he didn't want the money because it didn't feel right, and he believed it would bring him bad karma. But this only made people wonder, what was he keeping to himself? What did he know that was so important that the media was willing to pay millions to hear it? And then there's the note Whitney gave to Brandy just days before she died. Many believe the note was Whitney's way of leaving behind a message in case something happened to her. But others think it was probably nothing important. Maybe a birthday wish, her hotel room number, or even a simple gift for Brandy. There are also those who believe Brandy is making the note seem more mysterious than it really is, just to keep people interested in her connection to Whitney. No matter what the truth is, there are still so many unanswered questions about Whitney Houston's final days. Why was Ray J acting so suspicious? Why was Brandy looking for him at the party if he wasn't supposed to be there? And most of all, what really happened in that hotel room before Whitney ended up in that bathtub? Until these questions are answered, the mystery surrounding her death will never truly go away. Whitney's connection with Brandy and Ray. People have also noticed how Brandy has been very dramatic about her connection to Whitney Houston. One moment that really stood out was in 2017, when both Brandy and Monica decided to celebrate Whitney's birthday. Monica kept things simple. She posted a message on Instagram saying that Whitney would always be the greatest and that she would always be missed. It was a short and heartfelt tribute, and people appreciated it. But then just a few hours later, Ray made her own post. Her tribute was much longer and very personal. He called Whitney her angel, her friend, and even her fairy godmother.
So there's a lot of fire. There's a lot of years of lessons, a lot of maturity. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister.
He also wrote about how Whitney had trusted him with the torch, which made it seem like Whitney had passed some kind of legacy down to her. Ray probably thought he was just expressing her love for Whitney, but he was not ready for the backlash he received. People flooded his Instagram comments, comparing his post to Monica's. They accused Brandy of making Whitney's tribute all about herself instead of just honoring her memory. While Monica kept the focus on Whitney, Brandy's words felt more like she was trying to place herself in the center of it all. Despite this, there are still many people who believe Brandy knows exactly what happened to Whitney. They think she is just not allowed to talk about it, at least not yet. But some believe that one day she will finally reveal the truth. And when that day comes, it could change everything. Now, to understand why everyone is really interested to know how she passed, let's unveil what you should know about her life, how it all started. John Russell Houston Jr. and Emily Sissy Houston birthed Whitney Elizabeth Houston as their child on August 9, 1963 in Newark, New Jersey. Her mother, Sissy, was a renowned gospel singer, and her father, John, worked as an administrator. Growing up in a musical family, Whitney was surrounded by influential figures like her cousins Dionne and Dee Dee Warwick, and family friend Aretha Franklin, who became an honorary aunt. From a young age, Whitney showed a deep passion for music. At just 5 years old, she joined the choir at New Hope Baptist Church in Newark, where her mother served as the choir director. It was here that Whitney's remarkable vocal abilities began to shine. By the age of 12, she performed her first solo in the church, captivating the congregation with her powerful voice. Then in 1970, following the Newark riots, the Houston family moved to East Orange, New Jersey. Despite the challenges of relocating, Whitney's love for music remained unwavering. She attended Franklin Elementary School, which was later renamed the Whitney E. Houston Academy of Creative and Performing Arts in her honor. For high school, she enrolled at Mount St. Dominic Academy, a Catholic girls' school in Caldwell, New Jersey, where she graduated in 1981. Throughout her teenage years, Whitney's mother, Sissy, provided her with rigorous vocal training, ensuring she honed her craft. Whitney also drew inspiration from artists like Chaka Khan, Gladys Knight, and Roberta Flack, further shaping her unique sound. By the time she was a teenager, Whitney was determined to pursue a career in music, a path that would soon lead her to become one of the most celebrated voices of her time. Keep watching as we unveil how she was able to do that. Whitney's successful career. Whitney Houston's journey from a young girl in Newark, New Jersey to an international superstar is a story filled with passion, triumphs, and challenges. As a child, Whitney sang in the church choir at New Hope Baptist Church in Newark, where her mother led the music ministry. Her powerful voice and emotive delivery quickly stood out, hinting at the star she would become. In her teenage years, Whitney began performing alongside her mother in nightclubs. Her striking beauty also led her to a successful modeling career, making her one of the first African-American women to grace the cover of 17 magazine. However, music remained her true calling. At 19, Whitney's life took a really good turn when she signed with Arista Records under the guidance of Clive Davis. Her debut album, Whitney Houston, released in 1985, introduced the world to her exceptional voice. The album featured hits like Saving All My Love for You, How Will I Know, and Greatest Love of All, propelling her to stardom. It dominated the Billboard 200 chart for 14 weeks and became the best-selling debut album by a solo artist at the time. Building on this success, her second album, Whitney, released in 1987, established her status as a pop icon. With tracks like I Want to Dance with Somebody Who Loves Me and Didn't We Almost Have It All, she became the first woman to debut at #1 on both the US and UK charts. Her powerful voice and emotive performances captivated audiences worldwide. In 1992, Whitney ventured into acting, starring alongside Kevin Costner in The Bodyguard. The film's soundtrack featured her rendition of I Will Always Love You, which became a global phenomenon. The song's heartfelt delivery and Whitney's unparalleled vocals made it one of the best-selling singles by a female artist in history. The soundtrack itself won the Grammy Award for Album of the Year and remains the best-selling soundtrack album to date. Despite her soaring career, Whitney faced personal challenges. Her marriage to singer Bobby Brown in 1992 was so challenging, marked by media scrutiny and reports of substance use. These struggles began to overshadow her musical achievements, leading to a decline in her public image. We'll still elaborate more about this, but for now, let's focus on her career. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Whitney attempted comebacks, releasing albums like My Love Is Your Love and Just Whitney. While these works received moderate success, they couldn't replicate her earlier dominance in the music industry. Her live performances also became inconsistent, with fans expressing concern over her vocal health and overall well-being. Tragically, on February 11th, 2012, Whitney Houston was found unresponsive in a bathtub at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, just a day before the Grammy Awards. Her sudden passing at the age of 48 shocked the world. Whitney Houston's legacy is one of unmatched talent and groundbreaking achievements. She broke barriers for African American artists and set new standards for vocal excellence. Despite the personal struggles that marked her later years, her music continues to inspire and resonate with fans across the globe. While we celebrate the huge legacy and trace she left in the music rhythm, it is necessary to examine how her relationship affected her career. Unveiling Whitney's troublesome relationship. Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown's relationship was a roller coaster of emotions, filled with moments of joy, passion, and undeniable challenges. Their story began in 1989 at the Soul Train Music Awards. Whitney, already a shining star in the music world, was 26, while Bobby, a rising R&B sensation, was just 20. Their initial meeting sparked a friendship that soon blossomed into something deeper. That August, Whitney invited Bobby to her 26th birthday party, marking the beginning of their romantic journey. Their bond grew stronger over the years. In 1991, Bobby proposed, and on July 18, 1992, they exchanged vows in a lavish ceremony at Whitney's estate. The event was a grand affair, attended by numerous celebrities, reflecting the couple's prominence in the entertainment industry. The following year, in 1993, they welcomed their daughter, Bobby Christina Brown, into the world. Their shared love for music led them to collaborate on the duet Something in Common, a song that showcased their personal and professional connection. The music video even featured a cameo of young Bobby Christina, symbolizing their united family front. However, beneath the surface, their marriage faced numerous challenges. Allegations of infidelity, substance abuse, and domestic disputes began to emerge, casting shadows over their union. The media closely followed their tumultuous relationship, often portraying Bobby as a negative influence on Whitney's well-crafted image. Sketch comedy, shows, and talk programs frequently highlighted their struggles, turning their personal issues into public spectacle. In 2003, tensions went further when Bobby faced legal trouble after being charged with battery following a heated argument with Whitney. This incident further fueled media scrutiny and raised concerns about the stability of their marriage. Seeking to share their side of the story, the couple participated in the reality TV series Being Bobby Brown in 2005. The show offered an unfiltered glimpse into their daily lives, revealing both tender moments and intense conflicts. While some fans appreciated the candid portrayal, others felt it exposed the deep-rooted issues within their relationship. By September 2006, the strain became uncontrollable, so Whitney filed for legal separation, leading to their divorce being finalized in April 2004-2007. Whitney was granted custody of their daughter, Bobby Christina, who was 14 at the time. In a candid 2009 interview with Oprah Winfrey, Whitney opened up about the complexities of their marriage. She admitted to occasionally using illegal substances. She also recounted instances of emotional and physical abuse, including a particularly distressing moment when Bobby, under the influence, spat on her. Tragically, Whitney's life came to an untimely end, and her passing deeply affected Bobby. During a New Edition concert shortly after her death, he struggled to perform, expressing his grief by saying that he loved Whitney before leaving the stage. He attended her memorial service in New Jersey, but reportedly left due to disagreements with security personnel. In a May 2012 interview on The Today Show, Bobby addressed the events surrounding Whitney's funeral. He explained that security concerns prompted his departure and emphasized his enduring affection for the Houston family. Reflecting on their time together, he spoke of the 14 beautiful years he shared with Whitney as her husband. Over the years, both Bobby and others close to Whitney have faced allegations regarding their roles in her struggles and eventual demise. Bobby has consistently refuted claims implicating him, emphasizing the complexity of their relationship and the shared responsibility in their challenges. Losing Whitney Houston was a heartbreaking moment for Bobby Brown, but nothing could prepare him for the pain of also losing their daughter, Bobby Christina, in 2015. It was a tragedy that shook him to his core. For years, Bobby had battled addiction, and after suffering such deep losses, he finally started speaking openly about his struggles. He knew that if he didn't change, his life could take an even darker turn. So, he began sharing his journey, admitting to the mistakes he had made along the way. He talked about the regrets that haunted him, the times he wished he had done things differently. He wasn't afraid to acknowledge the pain he had caused himself and those around him. But more than anything, he wanted to move forward. He didn't want to stay stuck in the past. So what do you think about Whitney Houston's death? Do you think the note contained some huge information about Whitney's passing? Let us know in the comments section. If you want more interesting revelations about your favorite celebrities, be sure to like, subscribe, and watch the next video shown on your screen. See you there.